It is Wednesday, June 15th. I'm James from FantasyCruncher, and here's a look at your MLB DFS slate breakdown using FantasyCruncher. 9 games going today, and we have some big totals to talk about. Look at this right off the board. 6.27 projected runs for the Cubs, a game total of 11.5. The Rockies, 6.23 projected runs and a game total of 12. Toronto against Bruce Zimmerman and the Orioles, 6.5 projected runs for them. So why are the Cubs projected for 6.27? It feels a little weird. Well, I'll show you. 15 to 16 mile-an-hour winds blowing straight out to center field in Chicago, taking on Ryan Weathers, making his first start of the year. It's a spot start in absolute need because he has struggled in AAA with an ERA over 7. So you can already see some right-handed Cubs bats creeping up into the ownership, but we'll touch on that in a second. Lowest projected totals, we have the Rays, we have the Orioles, and we have the Angels, all under 3.5 runs. You can see they're all facing some pretty tough pitching tonight. Pitchers for ownership, highest projected own right now looking to be Burns, Berrios, and Cortez, all around the 33 to 35% range. Again, these are subject to change, but I think these three do end up being our 3 highest on the slate. I can see Berrios is creeping up above Burns just based solely on pricing. As more lineups come in and become confirmed, the pricing might tighten up a little bit to push Berrios above Burns. Burns in New York, I mean, Burns has been good recently. I mean, he's the Cy Young winner last year, but the Brewers are struggling, and the Mets, their offense is clicking still. So this one might be a little high for my own taste, but it's always personal preference for you guys. We do have a low game total here of 7.5. Hitters for projected ownership, we kind of touched on it. Right-handed bats from the Cubs coming in over 27%. We're going to see a lot of the Cubs, we're going to see a lot of the Guardians, and we're going to see a lot of the Rockies on this slate with such high projected team totals in games with massive game totals. These bats are kind of predictable to be high owned. Moving on to a stack for highest projected stack for fantasy points. It's actually the Blue Jays right now taking the top spot, but highest max ownership stack right now, it is the Cubs. A massive number for the Cubs here. You can see the projected ownership on just how highly owned the Cubs might be tonight. Again, we're still waiting for their projected lineup, so we do need to wait on that a little bit. But once the projected lineup comes up, I still expect those numbers to be pretty high. As we've touched on before, I'm going to say it every video. MLB DFS FantasyCruncher offers you. For MLB DFS, FantasyCruncher offers you 6 free articles a day. You can see them on your screen right now. We have an article that reviews what won yesterday. Pitching, stacking, a cheat sheet, our core, and our home run calls for the day. All of this is free. All of it can be found inside FantasyCruncher.com or on our Twitter at FantasyCruncher. This is free to view. You do not need a subscription. Once again, it is Wednesday, June 15th. This is James from FantasyCruncher, and I hope you go out there and crush it.